Hey, good morning, you guys. Welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin, and we're in the food forest today because that's where the shade is. And I have about 3 or 4 things on my plate today that I'm thinking about doing besides just getting in the pool and resting, and some bathrooms need cleaning, you know, all the real life stuff besides just the channel. But I wanted to, well, let me back it up. I was out here and I thought I saw something on my phone that said a hurricane was coming. Now, it was just an advertisement for some hurricane product, but it scared me momentarily, and I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, all the things that, you know, I still feel unprepared for hurricanes. Now, I have a great video already, and I will link that at the end of this video that tells you what to look for specifically. It's very in-depth. I went around my whole yard and I talked about how I prepared for hurricanes. But with that in mind, I was like, oh my goodness, I am so not ready if a hurricane comes. Let me show you what I'm thinking. See, right here is my passion flower. This is Lady Margaret, and she's been dropping fruit. Now here's a good, let me show you. Look at this fruit from Lady Margaret. Now's a good time. This is a hybrid. This is not Passiflora incarnata. Is that how you say it? Where you eat them. This is a hybrid. And let me show you while we're here. You see how hollow it is on the inside? There's like one piece of fruit in there. So, and it's probably not even delicious. So that's why people say that you can't eat it. Well, it does make fruit, and you think they're lying to you, but the truth is there's nothing on the inside of any of the fruit. So basically what I need to do is just go through, give this a little haircut. We did a lot of the summer solstice pruning, but there's also not just this. Oh, and it is trying to connect over here to this cattle panel, and I don't want that, so that has to go. And then over here, it wouldn't hurt to cut back the vines either, the grapevines. I don't know if I'll get to that today, but over here I'm going to kind of stay away a little bit. But you see how tall this is Mexican sunflower, Tithonia diversifolia, so is the scientific name. You see how high that is? If a hurricane comes, now I'm not saying you have to do it, and I do see there's a few blooms at the very tippy tops, and I know my neighbor said she likes it, but if a hurricane comes, that's, you know, 100-mile-per-hour winds blowing on, you know, way up here, and it's not protected by the fence or by the roof lines at all. So what I'm going to take this back quite a few feet, and I'm going to save the leaves because we're going to make compost tea out of it. But I think we're going to knock it back quite a bit. So when hurricanes show up, you know, your trash cans aren't going to get picked up. And then you have debris after the hurricane, and it's hard to get things picked up for sometimes, you know, 2 months after a hurricane. It just depends on how hard you've been hit and all, but like everybody on the street will have yard debris. And so I'm trying to think ahead to, you know, how can I have my yard already kind of tidied up for high winds? Even if we don't really get a direct hit, it's still pretty good to get some of these super tall things, you know, out of here. And no, I'm not going to compost them, because if I did, I'd have to have a whole 1/4 acre just to hold every bit of all my compost. Sorry, I couldn't see with that sun. And here's problem number 3. So this is my Turk's cap hibiscus, and it is massive, and it has fallen over under its own weight. It's hollowed out here in the center, you can see, and it's just ridiculous. It's starting to hit into the grapefruit, and so I need to at least fill a garbage can or 2 worth of this and take it back a little bit I also am supposed to have a clear walkway through there, and as you can see, you know, I have the peanut butter tree is getting heavy on some of its leaves, so I'll just clear out a path there for that too. Oh, look at the zebra longwing is flying in here. Oh, and it's gone. And I do have a little air potato vine right there. There, you see it? You know what else I see? Do you see the turmeric right in there? It's beautiful in here. Oh my goodness, the beautyberry is smothering the Mexican sage. Oh my goodness. Okay, and I have, what is that? This vine, you see this big heart-shaped vine right here? That's air potato. Yeah, and there it goes all the way up. Uh-oh. Okay, so this is just my ugly corner, and I think I'm gonna have to clean this up a lot. And then I have just a few weeds to pull over here where can't distinguish the blueberries from the key lime, from the rose to the turmeric to the miracle fruit. Oh my goodness. So yeah, let's go get you guys put on time lapse. I need to go get my tripod and get you guys put up, and then we'll get to work on some of this overgrowth in case hurricanes do start to show up here soon. It's August, and it's a real possibility. Alrighty, well that was a very, very hard prune. But y'all, look at this. How much here in the can. And most of that is Turk's cap hibiscus. And now that we have some ground, or some branches removed, you can see the ground. And so here's a little bit of where the concrete was used with the post. We put a little extra, I think we had like an extra bag or two, so Jack threw it in here. And the critter that was, I don't know if you remember the hole on the other side of the fence, but it dug through and found and created a shelter. So it had like a rainproof shelter going in right there. But it's gone now. That was that raccoon I caught and released at the park down the road. So yeah, better place for it and better place for me not to have it. I did just a slight cutting back on the beautyberry. I do want to leave some of the berries. I don't know. It didn't seem to flower and fruit as much this year. I don't know why. See how puny it is, kind of? Didn't really do such a good job. But the vine was just really overtaking it. And it was also cutting off this Mexican sage. And I still got to find the base of that vine. I'm not sure if it comes out of here. Certainly that looks like one piece. Look at this. This is some more blackberry. Last night I tied up, not last night, 2 nights ago, I tied up this blackberry here so I could come through with a weed eater and get This is sort of like my hard area to get to. Ooh, I almost fell. To get to with a lawnmower, so I have to weed eat it. Here's a little bit more beauty berry, but yeah, so anyhow, the plant's not super productive this year anyhow. And then yeah, I might even take out some of these now that I'm looking at it. I like seeing the base of that container. I might just pull a couple more of those branches. And that just opens up this area so much nicer. And the turmeric was, look how tall it is. That's easily 3 feet plus feet. Depends on where you want to stop counting. This goes all the way to 5, this particular branch or leaf. So anyhow, it gives it all some air. I can get in here, check the fence. We got out the air potato vine in a couple other spots. So all the, yes, is in a big pile right here. Ah! And now we can see and walk through the first trellis or the last trellis, whichever way you're coming from. Hey, buddy. Hi. And that's all nice. And it was interconnecting with the guavas, so we just kind of gave it a little breathing space in between here. That's nice. So I feel real good about that progress. And next we got to tackle the Mexican sunflower. Yeah, that, oh, I might stop and get a little AC and drink, and then we'll be back for that. One thing before we go on over to the other plant to prune, I don't want you feeling bad for the Turk's Cap hibiscus. I did this last year and it came back just fine. In fact, it could even use a bit harder of a prune. It's decided to be a little invasive and leap here and root in. And I don't know if these are connected to the base. This is the base. I don't know if these are connected or if they've got their own roots, or if I yank on them, they'll just pull up. I don't know. You know, maybe they settled and they're just swooping outward. But yeah, I don't know what the stats are on a Turk's Cap hibiscus, but mine is easily, you know, 12 by 12. It's ridiculous. It needs pruning back. Trust me, it'll be just fine by the time any of the cold weather comes. So it's down. I've already made my 5-gallon bucket full of leaves, and I could probably make another 5-gallon bucket full of leaves. And that would be compost tea that's all natural, organic, not synthetic, anything you want to say about that. It's all good stuff. In fact, I might have to bring out a bigger tub, right, to include all of it. And then I know you can easily stick these canes back. Like if I wanted to put them down the whole fence, you could do that. They root in really well and fast. But that is not my goal here. At least at this point, we want to continue filling this up with fruit trees and other tropicals or vegetables. The grass is coming in right now, but and that's okay. It's easy to mow. Well, it's not real easy to mow, I don't know why. But it's easy enough. But, oh, and I have these vines growing in a lot of places. They used to be up all my trees, as you can see. They always want to restart. So now is a good time, maybe this evening, to come through. And they kind of have like a rhizome, I believe. Is this caladium? You guys might know better than me, but it's like in the caladium family. I know that much. And I had it way over there in the other side, over there by this oak tree. And you know, if you just put a little bit of effort in trying to get the roots, they stay gone for quite a bit, sometimes all the way. And you see they were starting to wrap. This is a variegated pothos right here. This is a little different. So this yard was just loaded with all that stuff, and it's just been a process of removing it all and, you know, getting it pulled out. So I can see more was taking in here. Also, there's some nasty big carpenter ants in there that were none too happy with me, but they seem to have stopped. But they might be living like inside these holes. Look how hollow the Mexican sunflower is on the inside. Pretty cool there. Here we have sap. That's why I was wearing gloves, just in case. And then, see, it started from one little stick, and then it moves over here, and now I have, let's see, there's a stump here. I think there was some down here. I'm not going to dig around. Somewhere in there. I already removed them. Yeah, so was way too much going on in here, and if we get inches and inches of rain with a hurricane, those heavy, you know, that's a lot of weight up there on the top. Trust me, I know. I just yanked it all over there not just piece by piece, by clump by clump. And, you know, you add up 50 pounds worth of top or 60, 70 pounds, and next thing you know, and your water's saturating, your hurricane rain is saturating the root base. Those tops in a big wind can just pull the whole root ball, if you will, out and knock it down. It could do damage to your fence, or, you know, it's close to my neighbor's yard, so I don't want anything to happen in that case scenario. I did see plenty of videos last year of people whose Mexican sunflowers had been toppled over by Hurricane Ian. So I was fortunate that did not happen to me. That was just, you know, a luck and blessing. But anyhow, so because my tree was tall enough, but I decided this year we're not going to go do that, because they are, I don't know, they're like 20 feet, you know, 18 feet. Let's say 17, 18 feet right there. There are some smaller ones, but the tallest ones were easily that big. And that opens room up light. That opens up light for, this is wild coffee, rosemary, pineapples, and gramachami cherry. They can get just a little bit more of the afternoon sunlight or light at all. Some of these, this was like almost completely covered. Yeah. All right. Behind the scenes. So I've got my big straw hat on right now, but also gloves, tall glass of water, and I have lime juice in there. And oh, gee, I got a cup holder. And this little doohickey holds my phone, so that's pretty nice. Or I can listen to podcasts, music, whatever I want while I'm out here. So let's grab the gloves for the last little project, and then let's get inside or in a pool. It is starting to get toasty. I think we're gonna not be as hot today, but it's still too hot. That I'm gonna actually, this is the Turk's Cap hibiscus pile. I'm gonna let that kind of, those leaves die down, and, you know, in the next day or two, get that into a can. Those are gonna have to be cut into like 4-foot sections. Okay, so now the weeds. You guys, well, we're back full circle. I'm right back here with the Lady Margaret passion flower vine, and here's what I just did. I pulled out a lot of those weeds. I accidentally pulled out one blueberry. It may make it, may not. Pretty much the leaves have come off all the other blueberries, so we'll see if they make it. You know, I think that was pretty typical of my yard. I don't think that's normal, like if you're like a blueberry farm, but I don't know. I just cannot find the right what I need to do is find the right species. I need to go with Florida native blueberries. So if none of these make it through the winter, I'm going Florida native all the way, because I am done with replacing the emerald, the, you know, whatever whatever blueberries. I'm done with it. I'm done with the non-native blueberries. The key lime looks pretty good. I could have done just a little bit better. I started getting a headache bending over here. So I was kind of done. The rose, oh, I should have deadheaded that. You can always do better, right? Always find more stuff you didn't do. That's part of gardening. Anyhow, and this was the cherry, Aunt Molly's ground cherry over here. I had a couple of them. Some were just like brown, dead. But this one had a little bit of leaves left on it, so I'm hoping maybe it'll carry over through the worst of summer. The rose always does good. This is this actually used to be up front, and it got moved over here, and so now it's like 3 or 4 years old over here. Here's the turmeric. I don't know. It's just the regular one, you know, like in the store. And I am keeping a close eye on it because there might be blooms here very soon. And oh my goodness, let me get you back in here. This is the miracle fruit tree that you just saw in the recent garden tour. And look, it is, I didn't come out here and pick fast enough and a lot of fruit hit the ground. But you know what? We're just gonna cover it up like that. And hopefully we'll have a bunch of miracle fruit babies before you know it. Yeah, oh, we're not even done with blooms. This thing, it's hit its favorite year, whatever it is. Oh my goodness, there are blooms everywhere. And I don't ever really see pollinators on it, so I'm not sure how the mode of pollination to germination to fruit works, but it keeps going. Maybe it's self-pollinating, who knows? Wait, what is that? Okay, nothing. Okay, yeah, more. I could have done a better job in here, and I might actually have a stepping stone. Oh, I'll have to come out another time when it's just getting way too hot. Y'all, when your body says time to call it quits, call it quits. Go in, nothing's worth heat stroke. And it's heat stroke worthy out here. So you guys, that's it for the video. I had some turmeric planned to get in the ground. We'll just see how that goes. It may happen off camera, but it's gonna go over by the pool so we can have this kind of tropical look around the pool. Wouldn't that be beautiful? And then the flowers, all the scent coming off of that, and in years to come. So you guys take care. God bless. Look around your garden and see what you can take care of now before, you know, it gets crazy and you got to board up houses, get gasoline, get food, whatever you got to do. Go ahead and be looking around your yard now. What can I stake up? What can I trim down and prune? What can I harvest? What can I take cuttings of? Be sure to do all that before it's too late with a hurricane. You guys take care. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.